Boys and girls, today is September 30th, 2020. I wanted to go over, I know this is a super short week. I just wanted to go over briefly what you should have done yesterday and a little bit of what we did today. So we went ahead and we started off our word webs for Minn of the Mississippi. These are our words for this week. Rapid, shimmering, desire, shallow, and deserted. That would be our last one, okay? So we just set it up. We haven't written anything. So it would be good if you were to set it up yourself. If you are asynchronous right now, it would be good if you would set it up. So again, it's rapid, shimmering, desire, shallow, and deserted, okay? There's only 5 words, and we have 4 sections, one for the web, one for meaning, synonym, antonym, and the illustration. Okay, and then we went ahead and we cut out our anchor chart, which is on page 307 of My View 4.1. So this week we were using 4.1. Okay. That was something that we did today. We went over the types of fiction. There's realistic, historical, fantasy, science fiction, and mystery. Realistic and historical, they're based on things that could be real. But sometimes they're exaggerated a little bit, especially for historical. Realistic, it could be real as well, but it is something that is made up. For example, I gave the example during class today that yesterday my sister and I took a flight to go to Disney World. That's possible, right? I could have done that, but it's a lie. I made it up. It didn't actually happen. That goes with realistic. And those are the two that could be confusing. All these other ones, they're pretty simple. I made references to, like for mystery, it was Scooby-Doo. You know, we have the talking dog, the dog that's really animated and sometimes has human features. So that's based on a place in real life, but can be historical, realistic, but can also be made up or historical. Science fiction, that would be like Star Wars or Back to the Future, any of those types of movies or types of fiction literature can include realistic people and imaginary creatures or machines. So, of course, I gave Star Wars as that example. Fantasy, they're fairies, they're talking animals. This is something really simple to identify as fiction. It's all of our fairy tales that we know of. That would be fantasy. And then we went ahead and I showed, okay, so this was this week. So yesterday you all should have done this, written your spelling words, 1.5 spelling words. Again, they're irregular plurals. So some of them have some of them have rules for them, and others don't. Yesterday you were supposed to do ladder words, and here's an example. For each one of these words, you were supposed to do ladder words for homework. I am still planning to have the spelling test this Friday. The other ones are still kind of up in the air, again, because of our limited time this week. We're more than likely going to do math together as a whole group, instead of individually, but for sure spelling, I'm still planning to give it to you all to take independently. And then yesterday you guys should have done this as well, the 1.5 spelling words notes that I left. This is also in your Google Classroom. It should be right at the top with yesterday's date. I do not know why I'm writing 30, boys and girls. It should be 20. I guess I wanted to be 10 years from now already because of this whole situation. But yes, So these are a few of the rules that I listed for this week's words. Words that end in an F, change F to a V and add ES. Words that end in an F, change F to a V and add ES. F to a V and add ES. So that's like a little chant that I kind of invented on the spot. And then this one, change F to a V and add S. So words that end in FE, change F to a V and add an S, okay? So you keep the E, okay? These don't have E's, so we have to add that E. These already have an E. We don't have to add an extra one because it's already there. And these are some examples, okay? Words that end in an O have a consonant before it and add ES. It ends in an O, has a consonant before it. The consonant is T, so we're just going to add ES. Ends in an O, the consonant before it is H, so we're just going to add ES. Ends in an O, the consonant before it is T, so we're just going to add ES. Some of the special plurals do not have rules so specific like those, so it's just going to be tooth to teeth, ox to oxen, antenna to antennae. Some of the other examples that I gave that are under special plurals are like man to men, same thing with woman to woman. There's a lot of those like that. And then we have both singular and plural, which can be both species, scissors, and moose, okay? So these are some that you kind of have to memorize. And these are a little easier because we can apply the rules. And then at the end of the day, we went over fragments. They're a group of words missing a subject or predicate. It is an incomplete sentence. So we went ahead and wrote down our notes for that. Okay. The first one is missing a subject. It's just shopping for a car. The next one is missing a predicate. It says a lawn service. So what about the lawn service? Who was shopping for a car? Or what was shopping for a car? My dad was shopping for a car. A lawn service came to mow the front yard. Okay? And then we wrote run-on sentences. A few notes on that again, and nobody corrected me during class today. Run-on sentences, two complete sentences that run together. For example, Sally likes chocolate, she also likes strawberries. Those can be broken up into sentences, okay? So that would be Sally likes chocolate, period. She also likes strawberries. And after the period, of course, we're going to capitalize the first letter of the word that begins the sentence, and we end in the punctuation mark, which is a period. So that was that for reading and writing. For math, this should have been done yesterday. We went over division, divisor, quotient, and remainder. Division means to separate an amount into equal groups. Divisor, number of groups. Quotient is the result or the answer, okay? Sometimes we'll have a remainder. So the remainder is the number less than the divisor that remains after dividing. It's the one that's left over, okay? So that was our notes for division. Again, boys and girls, more than likely we're going to have the test together this Friday. And then here are some more notes on long division steps. So we divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat. And so we can learn that with Dad, Mom, Sister, Brother, Rover. That acronym. Okay? Dad, Mom, Sister, Brother, Rover. Okay. We also, in our math binder, we go to week 1 point. We're already in week 5. We did go over 17A and 20A. So these are types of division problems. Okay. And we used this strategy. So this is the top and bottom T chart. The first thing we do is list 0 through 9. And then for the bottom numbers, or the ones under the bottom, we're going to get multiples of our divisor, which is our group, which in this case is 4. Okay, so 0 times 4 is 0, 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, and so on. And something that could be used for this, boys and girls, is you put your dots. This is 4, so you're going to continue adding. So I forgot, what's 4 times 4? Okay, 12 plus 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There you go. And for this example, I was saying that how many times can this number visit this number, right? We don't want him to visit too many times because then his dad's going to get mad. So let's see. Well, 5 over here is in between the 8 and the 4 in this section. So that means that we have to choose the top number. So we went ahead and put our boat and our C here. Okay, because we don't want our boat to sink. We want it to float. So that means we're going to put 1 on the top and 4 on the bottom. So 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, now we're going to bring down the 6. Okay, how many 4s can go into 16? Or how many 4s, how many times can 4 visit 16? Well, I see the number 16 here. So let's go ahead and circle it. Make sure which is our boat. Make the C. Okay. So we're going to actually put 16 on the bottom and 4 on the top, just like it's indicated here. So that's 0. And our quotient, or our answer, is 14. That's what we did with 20A. And we also did 17A as well, which was basically the same idea, but with, of course, a different problem. And 18B will be for homework. That's why I went ahead and boxed it and circled it. There is another way to solve this. It's just that we need you all to learn both ways, boys and girls. So, for example, for 20A, we had to divide 56 and 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw our 10s and 1s for 56 for our total. So we drew 5 10s and 6 1s. And we need to separate them into 4 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I went ahead and divided them up equally. At the end, we were left with 1 of the 10s and 2 1s, I believe. So we had to break that one up into 10 units, right? And then we went ahead and divided them equally. And so in one group, in each group, we have 14, and that is our quotient. So that's just another way. Last but not least, so that was math. Last but not least, our social studies. Let me see, where is my book? Give me 1 second. Social studies, I'm thinking we're only going to get to go over the central plains. We should have gone over 2 this week, but of course there's limited time. That was last week. The North Central Plains, excuse me. So yes, we went over page 84 and 85 only. So if you have some time, go ahead and look over it. Go ahead and read it and do 1 and 2 over here, which is compare. And we'll go over 86 and 87 tomorrow. This was something that you were supposed to do on Tuesday as well, but I know maybe a lot of you have not or did not have time to do it, so we're going to go ahead and do it in class. And that was it for today, boys and girls. I will see you all tomorrow.